Hey everybody, Josh Sigurdson of World Alternative Media here, and we are joined today by Nick Luksha, President and Director of Prospect Ridge Resources. First of all, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you, and thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Absolutely. Now, central banks around the world are destructively talking about raising interest rates, which is obviously insane in this climate. While I can't see them actually going ahead with such a move in these unprecedented economic times, as a hedge against inflation, gold historically moves 30% when interest rates rise. Regardless of this, how do you see gold doing in the face of the global economic mayhem we are currently witnessing?
Well, as everybody knows, we're almost 2 years into this crazy COVID thing. Hopefully we're almost through it. Inflation and interest rates going up are inevitable. They're coming. It's a matter of how fast and how hard. I believe that this is going to be a great year for gold. It might take until the end of the second quarter to really see a jump, but myself and a lot of economists that are into gold, they believe that this could go up as high as 2350. Time will tell, but it's going to be a good year for gold.
Well, the Fed has finally admitted that what we basically already knew, and that's that inflation was not transitory. For a while they were trying to push this idea that, oh yeah, inflation was transitory. Obviously, as we see prices go up across the board and we face a supply chain crisis, what makes gold so attractive in the face of all of this?
Well, gold's a real commodity. You can hold it in your hands. It's the world's oldest currency. It's never going to go down in value if it does much, and it's going to come right back up. It's the safest bet there is. It's the reason why countries use it to back their currency. Crypto has been great. I've owned some myself. It's not something you can hold in your hand. It's not backed by anything. Gold's the world currency, and it always has been.
Right. So do you think that we're going to see renewed interest in gold in the coming years due to what we're witnessing as far as inflation, supply chain, et cetera?
Yeah, absolutely. It's coming. I think a lot of people will come to their senses, and that's that one thing that you can always bet on because it's a real thing that you can actually hold in your hands. It's not invented, and it's always going to be very valuable.
Okay, so gold is a historic wealth insurance. A lot of people look at gold as wealth insurance over an investment. However, a lot of people are looking at mining companies for investment as a way to get around the issue of they want to hold some physical gold and they want to also invest in a way where they can see better returns than something like gold, which obviously is the highest priced asset in the world. So, it's people want to see more fluctuation in their investments, et cetera. Why do you think people should look to something like a mining company over physical gold, for example?
Well, the thing is with a mining company, especially one that's showing great data and on the rise, not only will you benefit from the rise in price in gold and the stability that comes from owning gold in an indirect way, but if it's a company that's prospecting, developing mining, and they're really on an upward trend and doing good things, then you're going to benefit from a company on the rise as well as commodity in which they're extracting being the world's oldest currency.
Sure. So can you tell our viewers about Prospect Ridge Resources?
Sure. Yeah, we're a precious metals exploration company. Our focus is gold. We're also paying close attention to the huge grades of silver that we're seeing come out of the mountains. We have our flagship property up in northern British Columbia, just south of Alaska. It's 70,000 hectares. It's district sized. We're directly south of the famous Golden Triangle, where there's tons of major gold producers, market caps in the multi-billions, et cetera. And we have currently 6 locations that are drill ready. We think there'll be 11 by spring. And we've been, having huge high grade gold and silver results come back from all our samples, our assays. We still got lots coming over the remainder of the winter, and we're getting ready to start drilling in spring, which is super exciting because we think we're going to hit some really good stuff very quickly. So, we're all sitting on our hands and anxiously waiting for the spring to come so we can get to it.
Right. So Michael IVERSON, who is a legend in the gold space, came out of retirement to work with you guys. Can you talk a bit about that and a little bit more about your upcoming projects?
Sure thing. So Mike IVERSON, extremely successful guy. a bona fide home run hitter. He co-founded and was CEO and chairman of Fortuna Silver. Anyone who doesn't know it, they had a max market cap of 1.8 billion.
Mm-hmm.
Shares went up to as high as I think $14 a share. This is all under his leadership, and they're the 11th largest silver producer on the entire planet. And so that's one of his big successes. There's also Nile Gold, and he's had a couple of big exits where he's had big players come in and buy him out. And the guy, he knows what he's doing. He's been there, he's done that. He was retired. This is definitely not a guy who needs money. Extremely comfortable hunting, fishing, doing the stuff that he likes to do. This prospector came to him with a whole bunch of rocks, saying, "Look what I found." Mike looked at them and was intrigued. So he went and visited the property. He flew in his own personal geologist so they could take a look and give an unbiased opinion. And they couldn't believe what they saw. And they said, "This is real. There's something huge brewing here. I think you should get into it." So Mike came out of retirement to lead this charge, his final hurrah. And he thinks that we probably have at least one mine on our property, if not a bunch. Right now, it's our job to go out there and put the drill in the ground and prove up how many millions of ounces of gold we really have.
Oh, well, very interesting. So I wanted to ask you what sets you guys apart from other mining companies in this time?
Well, a few things. Number one, our property size, but also just what it's showing. We have visible gold in the ground all over the place. Went on tour. We started off in the F-350 going up the logging roads because there's tons of crisscross the property. And we're hiking not far from the roads. We're cracking rocks and we're finding visible gold. Later in the day, we're using a helicopter and we hit a few spots because it's really efficient. You can hit a bunch in a short period of time. Same deal. We're cracking rocks. We're finding visible gold. Those assays and the samples are going into the labs. They're coming back and they're proving that you've got a good amount of gold in the ground and silver, actually, lots of silver. Mm-hmm. So we really do. We have the minerals. We've got just over $5 million in the bank, and we've got a guy as our leader who is a proven success. So, you could say that Mike as our leader has all the pieces of the puzzle. Now I just need to put them all together to, make this thing the success that we all believe it's going to be.
Well, so we've seen other projects in the region, the regions that you're in, shares skyrocket about 700% to 1,000% in the past. What brings so much potential to that region? What makes that region so much more interesting than other places for this kind of thing?
Plain and simply, it's just so rich in minerals. It's crazy. Look at the map. Like, for instance, if you go onto our website, you look at our investor deck, we have this one section called Our Region of Gold. When you look at the map and you see the number of hugely successful mining operations that are plotted pretty close to us, you can start, painting your own picture in your own mind of it's vast, it's everywhere, and it's just that's the region. Go to other places and poke the drill in the ground, and we won't get anywhere. But this area just so happens to be the area that has been underexplored for gold, silver, and other precious metals and minerals. So we're in the right place at the right time. We got the right crew to do this. We just can't wait for spring to come so we can start drilling and really proving this thing out.
Pretty amazing. And as I always tell my viewers to make sure to check those links below and do your own due diligence. This isn't investment advice, and we have to say all the usual legal jargon. But with that said, we always invite people on who have interesting projects that are happening that I think is worthy for our viewers to hear. So I wanted you to give our viewers an elevator pitch on why you think people should consider possibly, if they wish, investing in Prospect Ridge.
So a few things. Number one, mining is very much data driven. We're not talking about an energy drink. We're not talking about some kind of new tech or app that just goes wild because people are excited about it. Mining stocks typically go up and stay up when there's been very good data put out to the market. So what I tell anyone looking at us is go to our website, prospectridgeresources.com, go to our news feed and go back and read our last 10 news releases. You start seeing the amount of gold that the grades of gold we've pulled out of the ground, all the different areas that they're in. Take a look at the maps that we provide so you can really, gain an understanding of how vast it is and how many places we're showing gold. Once you have an understanding of that and you know that we've got money in the bank, we have sound leadership, then, you should know, understand, and appreciate that we're going to some very good places and we're going to have some great success.
Awesome. Well, it's all very interesting and exciting, looking forward to hearing more about this. And of course, as he mentioned, the website is prospectridgeresources.com. And yeah. Also want you to let people know what the tickers are and where they can find those.
Yeah, sure thing. On the OTCQB, we're PRRSF. On the CSE, we are PRR. And then on the Frankfurt Exchange in Germany, for Europeans, we are OED.
Awesome. Well, this is all pretty interesting to hear about. I'm sure a lot of people are interested in checking it out. ProspectRidgeResources.com is the link in the description, my friends. As always, do your own due diligence, but this might be the time to really kind of move into the mining companies. There's so much up on the horizon for gold, silver, and other precious metals, and this is definitely one of those ways that you can kind of get in on that market as it moves forward. The people who actually get it out of the ground. Anyway, I appreciate you joining us today, sir, and I hope to talk with you again soon.
Thanks a lot. Very much appreciate it. Have a good day.
I'm sure you have already changed people's minds in your young age because you're involved, and I like that.
Thank you.